So today is all about branding my calves, getting a permanent marker on them. I have a couple of bull calves that I need to get delivered to another ranch. So I am putting together my recipe for freeze branding. I like freeze branding better than fire. It's better on them. So I got my dry ice in the cooler. And now I'm adding denatured alcohol. So I gotta let this sit and cool off before I can, let me see, it may not be enough. The first time I did this, I had my buddy with me. Ty. So I got about 20, 25 pounds of ice, dry ice. You can also use liquid nitrogen, but I wasn't set up for liquid nitrogen, so I'm going with dry ice, denatured alcohol, and that's the way I know. So I'll need to get my branding iron. Oh, my feelings was hurt. This is a Pride Ranch branding iron. So this is going to go in there. Get it down. That's my first one. Let it freeze. Today is all about FireBall, Power Force, and Miss Triple Crown. This has to set about 30, 40 minutes. Make certain it's cold enough. So each animal, each calf will get the Pride Ranch brand, and they'll get their private herd number. So I'm making certain that I have it in there. They are all in there. So I'll let them sit for about 40 minutes, and then I'll brand the calves. And in between each branding, I'll put the branding iron back in the cooler and let it set for about 5 minutes to make certain that it gets back to the desired temperature. I want to say that's what Ty did once before, but we'll see. Better safe than sorry. I need that brand to stick. So they can go back over there, get over there to that water trough, and get some water. Go. Go. Come on. Shoo, shoo. Go. There you go. I need you to hang out over here for a little bit. Get you some water. Hang out, I'll be back. So with my new water trough, it now feeds water on both sides of that wall so they can drink and don't have to wait. I'm gonna get them in the squeeze chute. I'm gonna start with FireBall. I need to get him vaccinated, his last round of vaccinations, and then I'm gonna get him branded. So I don't want him to leave my ranch and go to the next ranch without having a permanent identifier on him. So he's got the ear tag, but that can come off. So I want to brand him, put the Pride Ranch brand on him, put his herd family number on him, and let that do. So now that I got him in the squeeze chute, I need to shave the spots where I want to put the brand, and then I'm going to spray denatured alcohol on him, and from there grab my branding iron and get to branding. And so he had some tough horsehair, and it was short, not like my Angus cows and calves. This is my first time branding an Angus cow or calf. So this is the denatured alcohol. It's the same stuff that I put in my cooler with the dry ice. So you put your dry ice in the cooler, put the denatured alcohol on it. If that's the liquid solution you prefer to use, you can also do liquid nitrogen, but I didn't have any liquid nitrogen. Wasn't set up for that. So I'm using the denatured alcohol. And so now I'm going to get the branding iron on it. Now this is a freeze brand. This is not fire. A lot of times people get it confused because they see the smoke coming from the iron, but that's just a chemical reaction of the freeze.
I like the freeze brand because it's supposed to be less painful than a fire brand. It's a lot more work for me. And of course, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I tend to probably work myself too hard. But this approach is less stress on the animal, and that's more important to me. So I have to keep this freeze brand in place for 60 seconds. This is because I'm using the denatured alcohol, and it's also because it's a black-hatted cow. If I was using liquid nitrogen, I'm told I should only have to leave that freeze brand, that branding iron there for maybe 5 to 10 seconds. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've been told. And at some point I will try that approach. But for right now, this is what it is. And you can see FireBall is behaving pretty well. He's sitting there, no big deal. Sometimes the cattle will get anxious and get to moving and wiggling around, but he's doing very, very well. I wasn't certain how he was going to behave. And so just a little bit longer. And with the freeze brand, you don't get to notice it immediately. So it takes a couple weeks before it'll show. This is what it looks like pulling the branding iron off. But in a couple of weeks, if it worked correctly, then that hair should turn white. So that so only altering the hair follicles so that the hair is white on the animal. And I may not be saying that correctly, but the hair will be white, and that's all. And so I have to freeze brand this fella next. This is Power Force, but he got his head stuck, and now I need to get him out before I can freeze brand it. It's just wild because he normally doesn't behave this way, but I got to get him from that position before I can get him into the squeeze chute.
Had to use this to cut my bar so he can get out. All he needs to do now is just back up. He'll have enough wiggle room to get out, but he won't move. So I gotta make him.
So I got him out of that spot, got him in the squeeze chute, branded him, went through the exact same process that I did with FireBall. And so now you get a pretty good idea of what it takes to freeze brand a cow. And of course, as all things ranching, there's always something subject to go wrong. So thanks for watching. Click like, click subscribe. Hope you enjoyed.